What happened to the first person you had sex with? She now lives in Skid Row with some posh boyfriend and no one, not even her dad, has been able to contact her for about 4 years. There's brief contacts from her letting us know she's alive, but that's it. We remained great friends until she essentially disappeared and now no one can get a hold of her. She lost her mind a bit when she had to give her second daughter up for adoption and never fully healed from it. Her mom died when she was young due to drugs, and it seems like her daughter that she didn't put up for adoption is going to grow up the same way. She moved to New Mexico, where she met some goober who got all possessive about her when I emailed her once to ask how she was doing out there. We had a civil, but brief communication and that was it. But he made a fake email pretending to be the local police department and wrote me, insisting I stop communicating with her or I'd be in legal trouble. The email was full of grammatical errors and had an obviously bullshit email ID. I never talked to her again, and decades later I wonder if she settled down with that idiot. She was homeless for a while. She's the sort of person who has, like, 9 Facebook accounts because she keeps losing access to the other ones for some random reason. The type of person who, to post a selfie, will post a photo of a screen showing a photo of someone else's Facebook page showing a photo of them, or will post a photo of their driver's license without blacking out their address or ID number. 85% of her posted content is memes about how pit bulls, or, more commonly pitties, are completely harmless. Turned out to be a pathological liar. Spread a rumor that I knocked her up after we had broke up, and this gave me massive trust issues for like 5 years. We were 15 and 16 years old at the time. Rumor collapsed when, weirdly enough, she never actually showed signs of pregnancy. But as of right now, I think she works at a Target or some other thankless retail job. Haven't thought about her in a while, too busy being a successful engineer with a great wife and a lovely 7-month-old daughter, Victory, and so that would be my high school boyfriend. He's doing real well, has a nice job and seems to have benefited a lot from therapy. He also just so happened to be dating a girl I went to college with. And this matters because we're friends on FB and the algorithm hates me enough to show me shit they comment on about how great their sex life is, and even a couple mentions on how much better she is to the girls he had before her. No shit, dude, we were 16 and your performance was also a 1-star. He died at age 27, from what I heard it was a heart attack. On one hand he was a d-bag while we were together and treated me poorly, but he came from a really rough family situation and it looked like he was really trying to turn things around for himself. I genuinely hope he's at peace. Although we didn't keep in touch, finding out that he died definitely did affect me. It's weird finding out that the first person you had that type of intimacy with doesn't exist anymore. She hasn't stopped sending me messages since we broke up like 17 years ago. She has an OnlyFans, and after I blocked her on Facebook she messaged me from her of Persona's profile. One time she messaged me asking to hang out, before the block, insisting she wasn't trying to bang because she had a boyfriend. Days later I heard from my cousin and sister about this huge public fight on Facebook about him catching her cheating. Her last message to me was a few days ago. She's a successful business owner and married a dude way more attractive than me or anyone else I know. Dude looks like a male model. It's weird how attractive he is. They're super perfect. Make lots of money together. And she broke up with me when she went to college. And she's better for it. I'm just carrying around memories like an asshole. Not poor or homeless, middle class average Joe. But damn if thinking about it doesn't make me feel feelings. She moved to another state and is very successful in her work and is a yoga teacher on the side. She was my first love. Things got complicated because I got her pregnant in HS and she had an abortion and became resentful of me for not wanting to be a father in high school. I spent years trying to get her back. A few weeks ago she messaged me wanting to get back together, but I for the first time ever ignored her because I already found my future wife. He's a high school science teacher and a baseball coach. He's been married 15 years and has 4 kids now. Sweetest guy. I have nothing but wonderful memories of him. He was such a loving and considerate and gentle partner. I couldn't have wished for a better first sexual partner. He created a very safe place to explore my sexuality with him, and I hope he thinks the same of me. Edit the typo is too funny. I'm leaving it there. She made me into a man when we were in high school. We were just friends, nothing more. I was curious and she was willing. We kept in touch after HS. She was a month away from graduating with a 4-year degree from college and she was hit by a truck in the middle of an intersection very late one night. He ran off and never found him. She was killed instantly. This was 20 years ago now. I made it to her funeral. It was sad. She is dead. Family states complications from the tumor she had on her spine that was removed about a year earlier. However, she had a bad pain pill problem. Got caught stealing the prescription pad from a doctor's office she was working at, and would regularly brag that her tolerance to pills was crazy high. Sad part is her 3-year-old daughter was in the bedroom with her for about 5 hours before they found her dead. I wish I could say the same like you all guys. But unfortunately, that night I was with an 18-year-old girl from Nigeria in the parking lot. She was at the corner making some money for bringing her son here in Italy. Sometimes I think about it and I feel sorry, because I didn't make the right decision, give her money after we talked and just leave, but I was just a little boy 17 years old. I never know nothing more about her. She self-sabotaged her way into a life that doesn't hold a candle to her potential. She let her self-doubt chip away at her for so long that her skills atrophied and her capabilities now match her perceptions. Pretty sure she's a director at a daycare now. I try to keep in touch, because I try to keep in touch with all my college friends, but she doesn't make it easy. Still friends. She's happily married. This was my first PNV. No climax. My first full-on sex with condom, if that means anything. Didn't do well in life. Married a dirtbag, had 3 kids that struggled, never learned how to drive and neither did the kids. Dad left. She was run over by a forklift at some point. I hope she got a settlement. I think she's in Texas now. We had to run and grab Plan B, then she ghosted me. A month or so later I'm driving with a friend and I get a text, so I have my friend read it out, responsible driving and all. It's from the girl and says, "Hey pork soda, sorry I haven't texted you in a bit. I've been in a mental institution for the last month after trying to kill myself twice. Sorry." What a text! Dead-end job and married to the mediocre dude she left me for. Almost nothing has changed for them in the last 15 years. They must have gained 150 pounds each, too. I won the breakup. That's a stupid, petty way to think. I have a beautiful family and a fantastic career. But I remember the heartbroken 19-year-old me and I gotta toss him the bone, petty or not. We dated for 4 years, she cheated on me with my former best friend when I was in the hospital. I didn't find out until after we broke up. After the breakup she dated 7 guys in the span of a few months, got knocked up by lucky number 7, they're engaged now and living in the same street as my parents. So unfortunately I run into her a lot. She got pregnant and lives a pretty shitty life. We were gonna hook up right before she got pregnant cause it had been a few years since I saw her last. We were gonna blaze it and smoke but I worked graveyard and was always too tired. Months passed and I guess she fucked another dude during the time, smiley face, skull, dodge a bullet maybe. She was my first GF and we lost our virginity to each other. I was 15, she was 16. Now I'm 31 and she's 32, we're still good friends. We got reconnected about 3 years ago while she was living in a different city. She moved back to our hometown beginning of this year and we've been dating since. Crazy how it all happened. My now ex-BF, lived with my parents and I at the time. I was 15 and he was 18. Got busted once for bringing alcohol into the house, got kicked out for weed. I am now 19 and haven't heard from him directly, but from what I've seen on social media he knocked up some girl and now has a son with a really stupid name. She ended up divorced twice, 2 kids. Never really saw her after we broke up. Literally broke up with her because she was super lazy. We ran HS and I worked, and went to school. She sat in front of the TV 24/7. Her second husband was a bum and never had a job. Guess what goes around comes around. I broke up with her BC she was abusive AF and controlling, and then she went crazy with resentment and rage, vowed to ruin my life, slept with my best friend, convinced him to do drugs and he died right there, his first time ever doing them. Then a few weeks later she deleted herself from guilt. Yup. Became pregnant her senior year of high school about 6 months after we broke up. Proceeded to have 4 more kids with a different guy over the years. Has worked with the postal service for quite some time now. Very well could be a 40-year-old grandma if the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. He's currently in his apartment trying to convince me to come over and engage in the same activities as yesterday. Typical text exchange. Him, you know you want to. You're just going to be thinking about me anyway. Me, you're so full of yourself. Him, bet you wish you were full of me too. From what I know he is married and cheats on his wife. He made a pass at me while they were engaged and I was married. She knows, but didn't leave him. I blocked him on all platforms so I'm not sure what he's up to now, but I'm hoping she left. And I am so So glad we never ended up together. The last I heard of her was that she was addicted to cocaine and had some kind of gangbang with multiple men. When I heard that I said, after you've been with me, you have to go to great lengths to be satisfied. My brother added, when you've been with him, nothing is beneath you. Had a very difficult breakup, we made peace about 7 years after. She found a happiness with someone, got married and very tragically, passed away from complications during childbirth. Also the first friend, or person that close, of mine to pass away, so hit hard on many levels. She got a master's degree from UC Berkeley and shares a studio apartment with roommates at 35 yo! She dumped me cause she thought I was a dirty skate rat who'd never do anything in life. I WFH 20 hours a week, buying my third house this year, maybe have some kids next year. Man tipping hand. It was date rape. Had dated but were broken up at the time he stole my virginity by force. He later went to prison. Twice. The second time was a violent crime. He later apologized and tried to get me again. I blocked him and tried to pretend he never existed. They are a woman now, I guess. So technically I had sex with a trans person who was in the closet? I do wonder if they were just confused and slept with me as a test, and that makes it feel a lot less special now. Either way, good for them for being who they want to be. She got pregnant, I joined the Marines, we got married, got pregnant again, got divorced a year later, and now I see my 3 kids ages 11, 9, 8 on the weekends. Long story short, she's my ex-wife, and if anyone wants to know, it was, girl, boy, girl.